Yo, what's good, everybody? It is your boy, Golden Falls, Golden What Ifs, whatever you want to call me, and I'm back. This is What If Tanjiro Had Lightning Manipulation, Part 2. And if you enjoy, please show some love, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below. Make sure to show some love to the video in general. I appreciate all the support on the channel. It's always an amazing thing to see that you guys are still enjoying the content. Amazing thing to see that you guys still stick around. I love seeing comments about people, hey, like, oh, I used to watch you way back when and I came back and you're still making some good content. Or even some people who are newer and they're like, hey, I didn't even know you existed, which that is not offensive at all. Don't worry. I know I think I got a comment about that and they were like, oh, sorry if that's offensive. Not offensive at all. The fact that you found me in general is an awesome thing. So nonetheless, I hope you all enjoy the video and I want to get right into part 2. So let's get it. Tanjiro Kamado is about to go on his first mission as a demon slayer, but everybody knows that his journey as a demon slayer is going to be different than everyone else's. As he wanders the areas and he travels to this small little town, little village, very similar to the one he used to help all the time, he would actually just wander around a bit. He would look around, see the people, and just see what's happening. But when he truly actually begins to speak with these people, truly begins to speak with the people that are in this town, he would hear about some things and he would see some things. Something about some sort of anomaly, maybe some sort of demon that is actually capturing women and taking them and basically making them disappear. And this is something Tanjiro is very concerned about and begins to talk to the men who are talking about this, and he tells them that he's gonna figure out what's going on and he's going to make sure to handle it so that everybody else is safe in this town or in this small little village. Everybody hears this and they're not exactly sure if they should believe him. Like, you know, that he's going to be able to actually help people or save people or, you know, save them. But still, I mean, what else are they supposed to say? I mean, this is definitely something that they could hope for in terms of maybe they truly can help, or maybe he can truly help them. So that's exactly what they're going to do. He's basically going to help them as much as possible. And of course, Tanjiro does just that. He helps them. And when nighttime would eventually approach, his blade would begin to glow, and it would begin to glow with this lightning-like effect. And everybody who sees it actually is pretty shocked. I mean, a lot of people are just chilling in their houses though, so it's nothing too insane or anything like that, but they see this and they're like, whoa, what the heck is that all about? Like, what is happening? What's going on? And of course, Tanjiro begins his hunt for the demon. Now, it seems as if he continues to look for this demon and he has a hard time actually running across him. But luckily enough, and eventually, he would come across exactly where this demon is, and this demon would be the Swamp Demon. The Swamp Demon would approach Tanjiro and actually look to kill him as quick as possible. But obviously Tanjiro and his skill and his speed and his strength, I mean, it's not going to be an easy thing for anybody to defeat Tanjiro. I mean, Tanjiro literally and immediately basically can fend off the Swamp Demon. For the most part, the Swamp Demon doesn't really stand that much of a chance against Tanjiro, and he's able to, for the most part, fend him off very easily. But on top of that, the Swamp Demon would begin to replicate himself, making duplicates, and Tanjiro would channel more lightning within his sword, making his entire blade, again, completely transparent. And as the lightning blade would strike one of the demons, it would electrocute the demon and spread off to the other demons or the other clones that the demon is making. Tanjiro would slice the head off the demon almost instantly after the giant stun that was created with his lightning blade. And the demon, let's just say, he's in complete and utter shock. Like, seriously? This kid could do this? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, how is he able to do that? I mean, he has something similar to a blood demon art. How is he able to utilize a blood demon art and he's not even a demon? This makes no sense. In which, of course, it's not a blood demon art, right? Tanjiro's not utilizing a blood demon art by any means, but it is very similar to a blood demon art, or at least seems to be similar to a blood demon art. And this would allow Tanjiro to easily defeat the basically the demon that is trying to kill him. And let's just be honest, this is a very simple fight for Tanjiro, being that he could use the swampy or like the water-like effects to his own advantage, eliminating the demon in one foul swoop, electrocuting and stunning his body entirely, and slicing him into little pieces. But before the demon can actually, die and croak away, Tanjiro is able to save the other woman that was captured. But all the other women, unfortunately, well, let's just say this, they're kind of in a better place now. But at least this little village will never have to worry about this swamp demon ever again. At least that's the bright side of it. Tanjiro would go on to tell everybody there in the village that everything is okay now, that everyone's going to be safe. And he knows that they mourn over the people they lost, but just understand that they all need to come together now. That especially in a time of need like this, they all need to have each other's backs. Don't turn against each other. Don't turn each other away. Please help each other. Now, I will admit, some people would tell Tanjiro that he doesn't understand the magnitude of their loss, but Tanjiro tells them that he's lost a lot. He's lost his family for the most part, and basically wasn't there when they all, kicked the bucket, and it was all because of some unknown monster like the one they're talking about. Just like the one they're talking about, but his monster is something that will follow him for a long time. And everybody in the village hearing this would be completely shocked, but would have a completely different respect for Tanjiro now, being that he suffered through it just like them, but now he's doing something about it, something to stop it. And it seems as if this blade he holds is exactly the answer to stopping whatever's to come. Now this would lead to Tanjiro's next mission, and a crow would be telling him that there's a mission up and coming, and basically it's in a city that for the most part doesn't really sleep. They have a lot of nighttime activities, so it would be a good place for a demon to at least kind of go camouflage. Now, in terms of actually eating any humans there, it would be kind of tough, because at the end of the day, they are all awake all the time. So why would a demon go over there and try to blow his cover and basically sound off the alarms, right? And it would be a horrible idea. And Tanjiro would think about this as well and think that this was, that would be a horrible thing to choose. But what Tanjiro doesn't understand is that he's going to be running into somebody that he didn't think he'd run into for a while, and that would be the one and only Muzan, and the one and only person that killed his family. And this would shock Tanjiro to his core and make him feel something that he hasn't felt in a long time. When he would arrive, he would catch the whiff and the smell of Muzan, and he would dash off toward him with his sword, lightning channeling around it, and he could even feel the weather itself slowly but surely change. Tanjiro would run over and grab Muzan by the shoulder and turn him. And as he's about to look him dead in the face and about to slash at his neck as soon as possible, he sees there's a child in his arm. And then he sees a woman asking if everything is okay. He's confused. What is this? I mean, seriously, no. He's playing a role. He doesn't know. Tanjiro is deeply confused, and he says that he knows who he is. He knows what he is. And he promises that he will be the one to defeat him. He will be the one to avenge his family, and he will make sure that that's the case. And of course, Muzan wouldn't say much at all, thinking, oh, maybe the kids, are you alright? Maybe you're losing it a little bit, something like that. In which Muzan would turn a human into a demon instantly, and just to get Tanjiro off his case. And it would force basically Muzan and his fake family to go away, at least in the meantime. Tanjiro would defeat the demon that begins to attack him, and defeat him extremely easily. But as he looks up, he can see that Muzan's family is in the distance, and he knows that there is no point in chasing and no point putting everybody else's lives in risk just because he wants to have that grudge match with Muzan. He knows that he should wait, so that's exactly what he's going to do. he's going to wait. And yes, it hurts to a certain extent because he wants it so badly. He wants to hurt him so badly for what he did, but he has to hold off for now. But someone else would approach him, and this person that would approach him would even be a demon himself. And his name is Yushiro. Yushiro would be somebody that is interesting. Tanjiro would speak with him briefly, but it wouldn't be anything really informative, at least not at the moment. Yushiro would tell him that Lady Tamayo wants to actually speak with him, like, now. So he's kind of confused by this, because why is this demon, you know, an actual demon, being kind of friendly? I mean, seriously, it's kind of an odd thing, but I don't know. Maybe he's changed. Maybe he's not a demon that you would think he would be. I don't know, but he is a little bit different. And he's actually decides to follow him, or follow Yushiro, and eventually he would meet with Lady Tamayo. Lady Tamayo would speak to Tanjiro not only about his powers, but about his sister. His sister being so much different than any other demon they possibly have seen. Because they even explained that they have intake blood, just a little bit from, like, you know, like sources that were donated and stuff like that. So they're not hurting anybody, and she promises that. And also says that it's weird that Nezuko herself doesn't actually eat or drink blood. Now, this is something that is interesting to her, and she says that she might be the actual, like, you know, next step in trying to get an actual cure for the demons themselves, which would be kind of backwards, because we are talking about his little sister who became a demon and now has the chance at curing demons. But still, Lady Tamayo tells him that if he gets the blood of the 12 Kizuki, that there's a good chance that she can actually cure his little sister from being a demon. And this is like music to Tanjiro's ears. At the end of the day, this is what he's been seeking, this is what he wants, and this right here is what he's been wanting for as long as he can remember, for the last couple of years. Now that he has that chance, he's not going to allow anybody to stop him. And even the demons that come hunting for him right now, sent by Muzan, will not stop him. Susumaru is the first one that actually shows up with her vintage ball that she kicks at people. Now, this is something very simple to Tanjiro, and Tanjiro, having compassion and all of those things, he would ask them, or tell them that they have one chance, one opportunity to just leave. Now, the other demon by the name of Yahaba would make it very clear that their mission is to kill and end the life of Tanjiro Kamado. And Tanjiro himself makes it very clear that will be far, 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 far more complicated than he could possibly imagine. And in one strike, he would slice the air. Tanjiro would slice through the air, and a wave of this lightning bolt electricity would come surging all around. It would come slicing toward both of the demons. And as it does, it would connect with the first demon's neck, slicing it clean off. And of course, the demon initially would think, oh, well, this isn't going to kill me. This isn't a part of, a blade of some sorts, or part of the sun. But what they don't realize is that it's all an extension of Tanjiro's blade. And in a matter of one foul swoop, he combines the act of water breathing and his lightning manipulation, killing one of the demons instantaneously. Now, this would lead to Yahaba immediately taking the fight to Tanjiro as soon as possible. But with the help of Lady Tamayo, with the help of Tanjiro and Yushiro, and also Nezuko, he stands absolutely no chance. But frankly, he didn't stand a chance against Tanjiro at all, as he continues to show exactly how potent his lightning is, as he raises his sword to the sky, and his sword would grow bigger and longer, and immediately he would slash toward Yahaba, slicing halfway through his body, slicing him from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet, and then slicing his head clean off his body with a giant X, kind of like an X shape with lightning. And it's something that he couldn't even react to. And he would mutter that this is insane. that he can't have a blood demon art. He's not even like us. Tanjiro would hear this once again, holstering his weapon, and of course Lady Tamayo would question if it is a blood demon art and if he is somehow a demon that they can't sense, but Tanjiro shakes his head that he's never had this power until the day his family passed on, but maybe he did have it stored within him and it just was unknown to him for so long. But no, he is not a demon. He's not even close to one. In which they would say that they understand, and of course they would basically tell Tanjiro exactly what needs to happen, what they're going to need to do, and so on and so forth. And eventually Tanjiro would set off with a new mission to get blood from the 12 Kizuki, but also to go on and save as many people as possible. But before he could actually save, all the people with actually a mission on the upcoming mansion, he would actually run into somebody by the name of Zenitsu, who is absolutely annoying a girl, and he's begging, "Oh, please marry me," and he's like crying, and he's sobbing and stuff like that. And of course Tanjiro tells him to stop all that, like leave the girl alone. She doesn't want to marry you, like it's pretty obvious, she's uncomfortable. In which Tanjiro drags him away and says, "Well, it seems like you don't want to listen, so you're gonna go on a mission with me." And of course Zenitsu does his vintage, like, "No, please, I don't want to die," all that good stuff. And yeah, I mean, he still gets dragged away, and Tanjiro tells him that he's not gonna die, that everything's gonna be fine as long as they stick together. So that's exactly what they're going to do, stick together. So they head off and they stick together for the most part, or the best they possibly can, and they head off to this so-called mansion, running into two little kids that are basically begging for help for the most part, and they say that their brother got trapped in there and stuff like that, and eventually they would enter the mansion. Now, this would lead to them getting split up for the most part, and would lead Tanjiro to taking on somebody by the name of Kyogai. Kyogai himself is actually a former member of the 12 Kizuki, so he's pretty damn impressive in terms of power, but not so impressive that, he would blow you out of the water, you could even say. But Tanjiro's increased speed and his ability to basically utilize lightning, or at least within his sword at the moment, would allow him to have a massive advantage over Kyogai. I mean, Kyogai would begin spinning the room, changing the locations, but Tanjiro's fluid movement would allow him to keep up very easily, dashing from stop to stop and easily being able to close the distance. Kyogai would be in complete shock. I mean, he's seen this guy before, but it's not through him, it's through other people. And wait, even Muzan? He realizes that even Muzan has seen this kid, and he is terrifying. Tanjiro electrifies the entire room, just engulfs it in this lightning-like electricity, and begins to just dash at Kyogai faster than he could even read with his own eyes, realizing that the speed of Tanjiro on this level right now, maybe even faster than some of the higher level demons than they could possibly imagine. But Tanjiro doesn't even know what kind of level he's truly at, because all he knows is the level of the demons that he's facing to a certain extent. So he dashes toward Kyogai, being able to dodge everything very, very easily, and he slices his head off instantly. Hearing that he's a member of the 12 Kizuki, this is something that he wants to do very, very quickly and very, very swiftly, something without hesitation. So that's exactly what he does, without hesitation. Getting the blood from Kyogai, and then out of nowhere, a guy with a boar mask just shows up through the top of the roof, and he says that he's here to fight all the demons, and then he would see that the demon is already dead. In which Tanjiro says that in another room, or in the other rooms, there are other demons, so if he wants to go check those out, feel free. Look out for a little kid as well, just in case. Inosuke, or who we are eventually going to be introduced to as Inosuke, would immediately just dash off and say that he's going to kill twice as many demons as the guy that he just met, in which Tanjiro just kind of shrugs this off and thinks, alright, I mean, that works, I guess. So he would then look for Zenitsu, unable to find him, of course, and then he would eventually arrive outside. He would arrive outside, and he would be there before everyone else, and Zenitsu right after, and then Inosuke as well. Inosuke would come out and basically Zenitsu as well, and they would have saved all of them. They would have saved the little boy or the little kid that was trapped in there too. Now this would lead to a bit of a confrontation with Inosuke himself, being that Inosuke can sense and smell that there's a demon within that box. Tanjiro tells him to back off, that this demon in this box is not your ordinary demon. This is not only his little sister, but also a demon that doesn't feast on blood, in which Inosuke would not be hearing anything and would still try to attack the box, in which Tanjiro would immediately clash swords with him, and as he does, a spark of lightning would just electrocute immediately Inosuke, zapping him to the ground. And Inosuke would mutter some words saying that, well, that did not feel good by any means, but eventually Inosuke would get up and would actually listen to reason, telling Tanjiro, or well, he would call him, Copy Banjiro, and he would tell him that he's going to get him back next time, and he's going to get a power even stronger than this little lightning thing he has going on. In which Zenitsu would even ask about this. I mean, that's amazing. How is he even able to do that? I mean, he utilizes thunder breathing, but thunder breathing itself, I mean, it doesn't create any source of lightning or anything like that, in which Tanjiro just says that it must have been a gift from the gods of some sorts. He has no explanation of how he gained this power, but he would love to see some skills of thunder breathing because it might fit him even better than water breathing itself, in which Zenitsu would be a little bit embarrassed, but he would say that he only knows one form, unfortunately, so he wouldn't be that good of a teacher, in which Tanjiro would pat him on the back and say that one form is better than none, and he looked pretty damn good if he was able to get out of the mansion alive with actually defeating villains and defending a child. So it's pretty impressive, in which Zenitsu would be pretty happy to hear this, and he needed that supportive and that boost of morale. Now they all three would head off, and they would have a bit of a rest stop, which they would kind of, hang out, chill, eat some food, and then wake up the next time and be ready for another mission that would lead them into the mountains. Now this mission would be actually a mission leading them to a mountain full of actual demons, and a lot of them a family of demons, frankly. And on top of that, don't forget, this mountain is littered with demon slayers as well that are complete and utterly captured and just under distress in general. This is Mount Natagumo, and Mount Natagumo has a lot of layers to it, in which the very, very start of it, of course, Tanjiro is confronted with all of these demon slayers that are all lined up on strings and stuff like that. But luckily, in one foul swoop with his lightning blade, he's able to incinerate all of the strings. So like from the core, even including the spiders that would replicate them and all that, he would incinerate them all. So that would be perfect, at least for the moment, and he would be able to kind of just go about this whole event pretty simply enough. And he would obviously eventually encounter someone like Rui, but this wouldn't be the time for him to fight him just yet. He would see him in the distance, and that's kind of about it. Now, he would eventually encounter the mother spider demon's doll, who actually doesn't even have a head, which is a little creepy. But of course, they're able to incinerate the webs that are controlling it, and also Inosuke is able to saw down past and through where the neck would have been, or at least kind of from the bottom of the neck down, and he's able to defeat the demon in a pretty quick fashion, leveling himself up next to Tanjiro because he obviously wants to show how good he is to Tanjiro and show that he's impressive just like him. Tanjiro and Inosuke would eventually take on the mother spider demon, but this fight was not one that is going to be hard at all. Tanjiro in one foul swoop is able to defeat her, and luckily enough gives her a very peaceful ending, something that was quick like lightning, but it was smooth like the water, and that's exactly what he did. He could tell in her eyes that she didn't want to do this, she didn't want to deal with this, and she didn't want to go through all of this pain and cause all this pain and suffering, and luckily Tanjiro was able to give her a clean and swift ending. Now, Tanjiro and Inosuke's next fight would be the Father Spider Demon. And the Father Spider Demon, well, he's a big fella. But luckily enough, since Tanjiro is a lot quicker, he's not caught off guard by the father spider demon, and he's able to actually stay with Inosuke, and together they're able to actually defeat him. Tanjiro himself is strong enough to actually take on the father spider demon, and with Inosuke's help, and Inosuke who is way more passionate about trying to keep up with someone like Tanjiro right now, well, it's a not, I wouldn't say pretty easy, because this father spider demon is pretty damn durable, but he is more easily defeated because he has the help of Tanjiro and a far stronger version of Tanjiro. And as lightning would stun the father spider demon over and over and over again, as it weakens his regeneration over and over and over again, a clean shot to the neck would defeat the demon, as Inosuke and Tanjiro would slice through them with the beast and the lightning, and it would defeat the father spider demon right then and right there. But as he's defeated, someone else is watching, and someone else drops down from the trees, as he actually realized that this fight was going longer than he expected. This is Rui. Rui is the true main boss of everybody here, and Rui is truly the main antagonist that they're going to have to deal with. Rui is part of the 12 Kizuki and the strongest demon of them all. This may be his family, but his family are a bunch of slouches compared to him. Tanjiro would ignite his lightning blade once again, showing Rui exactly what these other demons had to face, in which Rui's eyes would be a little bit shocked, but he would look toward Inosuke, saying that he has no place in this battle. But still, if he decides that he wants to fight alongside his comrade, then he will die with his comrade as well. I mean, truly, they are just a bunch of wastes of a human body, and frankly enough, they would be a lot better suited as a demon anyways. Tanjiro would chuckle at this a little bit and tell him that if this is how he treats his family, that as if they're disposable and unworthy, well then I don't think I would want to be a part of that family at all. In which Tanjiro makes it very clear that Rui is going to fall here today, and it's out of necessity. And this fight, well, he's going to fight like it's the last one he'll ever have. Rui would tell him that it truly may be, and probably will be, the last fight he ever has, so he better be ready. Rui would extend his webs, ready to consume and basically obliterate the area, and Tanjiro and Inosuke, and also a Nezuko who jumps out of the box as well, are ready to fight Rui, the lowest, well, the lowest member of the 12 Kizuki. But that is for the next part of What If Tanjiro Had Lightning Manipulation. And if you enjoyed, show some love, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and like I said, if you did, please show some love to the video itself. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.